It is National Nurses Day, honoring those who are on the front lines. We spoke with a local nurse who volunteered to work as a travel nurse on a COVID-19 assignment. KSBY News reporter Alice Becerra has more on how the experience impacted her life.
In her 14 years as a nurse, Glenda Archambeault says this is the first time she's felt the calling to volunteer during a health crisis, and says she's still processing some of what she experienced.
The dedication and the caring of the nursing service both here and around the country has been just amazing.
On April 11th, Glenda Archambeault, a San Luis Obispo nurse for Tenet Healthcare, embarked on a 3-week journey to help provide support to other nurses in Detroit, Michigan.
I was awestruck when I first walked in and saw how many patients were there.
Now, back home and reunited with her family, Archambeault says she's reflecting on the time she spent face-to-face with the COVID-19 crisis.
Seeing the number of sick and talking to the families on the phone and them not being able to come in and see their family members, and knowing that some of them had not seen their family member for 3-4 weeks.
She was one of hundreds of Tenet nurses that were asked to volunteer across the country, and says being away from her own family was also difficult.
I talked to my husband every night. I needed that connection to home.
In her first week in Detroit, Archambeault says she was helping up to 4 COVID-19 patients throughout a shift, but as time went on, that number went down to 2. Although the weeks were challenging, she says she doesn't see a situation where she wouldn't consider volunteering again.
You know, all of us chose this career and we chose it for a reason. And I don't think that, at least I know for me, I didn't choose it to be loved, but it's very nice in times like this to feel that.
Archambeault says that in her return home, she's been very happy to see that community members in San Luis Obispo have helped flatten the curve by complying with the shelter-at-home order. I'm Alice Becerra, KSBY News.
Our hats off to all the nurses. You're doing amazing work. Archambeault was tested for COVID-19 when she arrived in San Luis Obispo. Her results were negative.